Taurus, and welcome to your August 2018 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. I want to welcome you to my channel and thank you whether you're a first-time viewer or you're a return viewer or subscriber. I hope the message resonates for you, and if you find that it isn't, just keep in mind that it is a general reading, so it may not resonate, or parts of it may and parts of it may not. If you find that nothing is resonating, then you may be interested in checking out your moon sign, your rising sign, or even your Venus, because sometimes those planets are more prominent in your chart. Also, 5K, guys. I'm at 5K. I'm really excited about that. So if you are a subscriber, go ahead and hit that notification button so you can be notified when I send out, when I publish the video with the terms and conditions of my giveaway. I'm giving away 5 free readings in honor of my 5K. So, like I said, hit that notification bell. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and hit notify. Okay, guys? All right. So, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what's going on with you guys for the month of August. All right. First card is going to represent your current energy. Okay, get these little things off the table. And we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so currently there's something that you guys are struggling with. Okay, you guys have a decision that you need to make, and maybe you're having an issue making that decision. For some, this could indicate that you may be even juggling 2 people, and you're having a hard time. Okay, whatever it is, you're having an issue. And also with the Two of Pentacles, it's like a I'm so sorry. It's difficulties, okay? You're having difficulties managing something. So let me go ahead and clarify. And we get judgment. So there's some sort of decision that you are struggling making, Taurus. Now, what is that about? Okay. Judgment is about making decisions. It's about decisions that you've made. So for some of you, you may be struggling with the decision that you've already made. Okay. Okay, moving on to what your challenge is, and maybe this will help us explain. Oh, your challenge is 6 of Cups in the past. So you may be struggling because you are stuck on some past issues, okay? You're stuck on either reliving negative memories, or you're stuck on maybe surface issues from the past are starting to surface, or you have been made aware of something from the past, which is forcing you to make a decision that is difficult, okay? We go ahead and clarify that. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. All right, so something that you may have been clinging on to, whether it was an ideal, whether it was, a memory or a negative memory, but something that you don't want to let go of, okay? So there may be something or someone, Taurus, that you have to let go of. Maybe it's, like I said, if it's not a person, it may be limited belief systems. It may be even being too idealistic, or, fantasizing and romanticizing relationships and situations. But whatever it is, it's something that has stemmed from the past. So whether it's childhood issues, childhood traumas, or just past relationship issues, whether it's the one you're in now or previous ones, but there's something from the past that is affecting you, that is causing you to make a decision that is very difficult for you right now. Some of you may be juggling someone from the past, or you may have to make a decision about whether you want to move on to a new person, or whether you are going to stay with somebody from your past, okay? But it feels like whatever is attached to the past is kind of negative, because the 6 of Cups is in the reverse. All right, guys? Moving on to your past energy. What are we coming out of? And we've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse, okay? So this is some stagnant energy. This is something that you were not able to make happen, okay? You were not able to manifest. The Ace of Wands in the reverse can also indicate that sexually, your libido may have been down, okay? There just may have been something where you were not able to advance, okay? It can indicate selfishness in some indications, and a lack of motivation, a lack of willpower, lack of determination, just low energy, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify that, and we get the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse also. So with the Knight of Pentacles, we know that this indicates a little bit of these are setbacks, okay? So for some of you, you're struggling with the setbacks, okay? You're struggling to make a decision because maybe, you've been affected by this lack of energy in the past or whatever setbacks. But with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, that can also indicate someone who isn't quite focused, okay? Someone who lacked the initiative to get things done, not able to commit to anything, because when you're not focused, it's very hard to commit to any one thing, okay? You may have been dealing with someone who either didn't want to commit to you or just wasn't putting in the effort and the initiative into the relationship, okay? And that caused the stagnation and the lack of motivation, either on their part or on your part, okay? Now, moving on to your future energy. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So this still indicates that there's some issues with a lack of effort, okay? With the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, you are frustrated because it's not only about the lack of effort, but you feel like whatever effort you have expended, you're not seeing the results. And because of that, you don't want to put any more effort into a situation. So either that's your energy or that may be the energy of someone that you are dealing with. All right, we move ahead and we clarify that. Ooh, we've got the Seven of Swords. So maybe a situation where you are not putting in that effort because you feel like there's some type of dishonesty or some type of trust issues that you are dealing with. And that may be even the situation about what you're dealing with in the past, okay? But the Seven of Swords can also indicate that maybe you feel like running away from a situation, okay? For some of you guys, there could be an affair or there could be something like that, but there's just some type of dishonesty that you're dealing with in this position, okay? And that's maybe why there's a lack of effort, because either there's some dishonesty going on or there's some trust issues. If you're single, right? If you're single, this is you basically coming to terms with yourself as far as, why are you being honest with yourself? Are you being dishonest with yourself as to why, your love life isn't panning out the way that you would like it to? Okay. And what else do I want to say about this combination? With the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, right? It's also about giving up. All right. So some of you may give up just because you haven't seen any results. Some of you may be giving up because of the dishonesty and, the lack of clarity or the lack of trust. All right. Moving on to what you want in this situation for this month. And we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Why do we want the Ten of Cups in reverse? Let's go ahead and clarify that. And the Fool has come out in the reverse. So Taurus, it seems like some of you want to end the situation, okay? And that may be the decision that you're struggling with. You may be, having a difficult time, right, reconciling with yourself why. You may feel like it's even reckless of you to want this, but you want this nonetheless, okay? The Fool in reverse represents carelessness. It represents being reckless. So it's almost like you just want to abandon whatever your situation is. Okay, with the Ten of Cups in reverse, it's if you're in a marriage, it's like you want to end the marriage. You want to just go off and do something different. And you're not really thinking, it's like as much as okay, this is what you want, okay, this is not what you're thinking, and this is not you making sure that you don't make a bad decision. This is just at the heart of the matter what you would like, okay? And for some of you, what you would want is to move away from the situation, move away from it, end it, whatever it is that's difficult, whatever it is that you feel like it's unmanageable. All right, you just want to break it, you want to sever ties, and you just don't care about the expects. That's how you feel. That's not necessarily what you're going to do. So let's go ahead and move on to what your internal factors and what's driving you. Taurus, you seem to be, we're going backwards now, because remember in your old readings, this card used to come up a lot, okay? So the Nine of Swords represents worry, represents anxiety. So you guys are overthinking something, okay? And that's why you haven't made a move, because you're still in your head as far as whatever this decision is that you need to make, okay? You have anxiety over it. It's even probably giving you grief. You probably are even a little bit depressed about whatever it is that you need to decide, okay? Let me go ahead and clarify that. And we've got the Page of Cups. All right, so something that is making you very emotional. Um, it could be something where, some of you have made a new love connection, okay? This is going to resonate for some. For some of you, you've met someone new, you've connected with someone new, and you have to decide whether you're going to move forward into this new situation, or if you are going to stay with whoever you're with. If you're not juggling a relationship, or if you're not in a relationship at all, then I still think that you guys are anxious about bringing new love into your life, okay? You're anxious about experiencing that, that feeling of new love, that freshness, that, when you're first attracted and everything feels great. Almost with this Fool in reverse energy. You guys want that carefree carelessness where, it's almost like I use puppy love. I call the Page of Cups my puppy love. So either you guys are stressing over bringing that, or some of you guys are even stressing over hearing messages, because pages can represent message. So some of you are stressing over not hearing from someone, okay? So that might resonate with someone. You're waiting to hear from someone, maybe even someone from the past, or someone that you have issues with before. And the fact that you're waiting on this is causing you anxiety, and you're a little bit frustrated, and you're just ready to call, you're just ready to call the whole thing off, to be honest, okay? Moving on to your advice for this reading, Taurus. And we've got the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is about, being courageous and going after and fighting for what you want, right? So it's like you're feeling like you need to defend yourself or something, or maybe you do need to defend yourself. You need to protect yourself. You need to make sure that you're not leaving yourself open for people to be dishonest and deceitful to you. Whatever decision it is that you're making, you need to make sure that you're protecting your self-interest, okay? Now, with this Seven of Wands, right, I feel like there is something that you need to defend, okay? Is it your sense of morals? Is it your sense of responsibility? Is it your quest for love, like not quest for love, but is it your ideals when it comes to love, okay? And while yes, you do want to make sure that nothing or no one comes in and steals your joy and steals your ability to live how you want to live or love how you want to love, but at the same time you don't want to be too defensive, so you have to be careful that you're not being too defensive when it comes to yourself and the decisions that you make in order for your happiness, because you don't want to deal with dishonesty. You don't want to deal with someone who's putting in a lack of effort. So if you're struggling to decide what to do with someone who is not showing you the effort that you deserve, remember what's important to you, okay, when you're making these decisions. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to external factors, and we've got the Five of Pentacles. So you may be dealing with someone um who is feeling you maybe deal with someone who's suffering, okay, whether it's because of the relationship or just life in general, but you're dealing with someone who is coming from a place of lack, okay? You're dealing with someone who is struggling in some type of way themselves. They probably need a lot of attention from you. Okay, they probably want you or look at you to make them feel better. Okay, they feel abandoned for some reason. For some, they may feel abandoned by you. Okay, somebody may even be giving you a guilt trip, like, how could you do this to me, or how can you leave, or whatever the situation is. Now, for some Tauruses, this is what others are seeing of you. They're seeing someone who's suffering, they're seeing someone who is, you know, downtrodden. And maybe it's because of this decision that you're not making, whether you are single or in a relationship. If it's time for you to move on in your life, okay, and you are not able to get over something from the past, or you've been stuck in some sort of stagnant holding pattern for a long time, right? Then what people see of you is someone who is, um, I, suffering just keeps coming to my mind, and I know that's just a generic, representation of that card. But with the Five of Pentacles, um, it's like you're not getting what you need. Okay, you don't have what you need. It's a poverty mindset, right? It's feeling isolated. It's worrying about something. Okay, it's being stuck on what you've lost. So for some of you guys, there's something I feel like in the past that you're still clinging to. You're still stuck on the fact that you've lost something. You're stuck on the fact that maybe in the past, you dealt with somebody who didn't give you the commitment that you wanted. And now, especially for my singles, if you're still single, it's like this situation, right? You can't let go of how this felt, and it's keeping you stuck, and it's keeping you single, and it's keeping you stagnant. And you've got your challenge is to not cling to this. Your challenge is to not cling to these past issues so that you can make this difficult decision, or you can get past and find the balance to move forward in your life. If you're in a relationship, I still feel like there's something from the past that you're clinging to. And whether you're suffering through it still, or whether the person that you're in a relationship is still suffering with it. Let me go ahead and clarify that. This external, we get the World in reverse, okay, which is more stagnation. Um, it's more, kind of being stuck, not getting to that next phase, not being able to move to the next phase or the next level, okay? And so for some of you, like I said, either people on the outside looking in see you as being stuck and not being able to, um, you know, it's like there's some lesson here that you haven't learned in your struggling, in your suffering, in your feeling, out of place or feeling out of the loop. There's just something that you still have to kind of figure out in order to move past this. And for some of you, it may be, literally figuring out or coming to terms with the kind of love that you want, right? Or the fact that you do want love, because sometimes we convince ourselves that we're fine. I'm fine being single, or I'm fine in this situation, or I'll make do, or we'll work things out. But if things are not working out, or if you're holding on to past hurts, if you're holding on to past issues, then you're not able to move forward. So where in your heart and what you want to just be reckless and abandon, being sad and move on from that, and move on from, for some of you, this relationship, or, for others of you, just move on from this stagnation. It's easier said than done because you're still holding on to, whatever it is that makes you feel sad. Okay, because the Five of Pentacles can represent sadness. So if you're dealing with someone who's perpetually sad, if you're dealing with someone who's perpetually down, and they are not able to move over and move past and move on to the next phase, then that's also going to keep you kind of stuck there, especially relationship wise, right? So let's go ahead and see what your hopes and fears are. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So what do you want? You want someone who is more steady and reliable. You want someone who's more focused, okay? Whether that's you, like I said, whether this was your energy or the energy of someone that you're dealing with, you definitely want someone who's more committed, someone who's more devoted, and someone that, whether it takes a long time or not, they're going to eventually commit to you. Okay, so Let's go ahead and clarify this Knight of Pentacles. But here we go. You keep coming up with this Ten of Cups in the reverse. So what is really going on with you guys, okay? With the Knight of Pentacles, you have reliability, right? Someone who's going to be patient, someone who is going to um be there for you, like I said, be devoted. But then we have this Ten of Cups energy in the reverse also again, right? And you've got that in what you want and in your hopes and fears. So Taurus, like what's really good? Okay, what's really good? Now, the only positive, I'm trying to find the positive in this Ten of Cups reverse. For some of you who have children, okay, maybe you feel like, because we do have the Six of Cups here. So maybe some of you feel like, you've got children and you're ready for them to move out. Maybe if your kids are like 18, 19, 20, the Page of Cups is here. So some of you are worrying about your, possibly a child. And maybe it's that empty nest. You want the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups can indicate like that empty nest. So for some of you, you just want a clean slate, right? You want the ability to move on and be reckless and carefree without, these kids around to kind of, slow you up or, be all up in your business or know what's going on. So I feel like that's going to resonate for someone. But for others of you, you may want, honestly, this hope and fear, even though the Knight of Pentacles is in the upright, some of you may also fear that you might find someone who is kind of picky, right? The Knight of Pentacles can be very picky. He's not a king. So for those of you who are looking for the King of Pentacles type of love and the Ten of Pentacles type of situation with the Knight of Pentacles, he's slow to commit. So for those of you who are looking for a decision, a commitment right now, then your fear is that you're going to get stuck. All right. Your fear is that you're going to be stuck and waiting a long time and it's going to leave you sad and unhappy. Okay. So maybe there is no connection to the Ten of Pentacles, but I kind of feel like there is a connection here because it both came up in what you want and your hopes and fears. So I hope that it is a situation where some of you maybe just have children and, it's just that wishful thinking that you were able to date the way you wanted to. Even if you have young children, maybe it's preventing you from dating the way you would like to because you have to be more careful and more cautious. Okay. So maybe for those of you that this resonates with, there may be a new situation, but you're overthinking it because you're not sure how to incorporate this new situation and guard yourself, right? And guard yourself and make sure that you protect your relationship with your children. And sometimes we don't want to introduce new people into our family life and our family situation too soon. So I feel like for some of you guys, maybe even single parents, that this resonates, but this is not for everyone. This is resonating with particular people, that you feel like you've been suffering for a long time and you can't move past that new phase because you don't know how to juggle your family life, your children, with dating and meeting new people and incorporating those two aspects. All right, especially if you haven't met the type of person that's going to commit to you, the type of person that you can bring around your family and your children and safely know that it's not going to blow up and then the kids are going to be asking, where's this person? So if that resonates for you, then let me know in the comments, guys. But otherwise, let's go ahead for everybody else and move on to the outcome of the reading. And we get the Nine of Cups. So I feel like even though you guys are kind of stressing and overthinking things, you may make the right decision, okay? And as long as you're careful not to be reckless, it's okay to want to be reckless, but if you make the right decision, then you're gonna come up with emotional satisfaction. You're gonna get your wish. All right, let's go ahead and clarify that. And we get Death in reverse. So you're still not quite making any changes yet, right? Death in reverse is about not changing, okay? Not embracing change and transformation. So for some of you holding on to whatever it is, that's where your emotional satisfaction comes from. Maybe your emotional satisfaction comes in knowing that it's almost like the devil that you know. Okay, so some of you guys are satisfied staying where you are because it's like that's what you're comfortable with. All right, you're not ready to move to the next phase. You're not ready to move to the next level. You're going to stay right where you are. All right, that's going to resonate with some. For some of you, this can indicate that you're dealing with a Scorpio. Okay, so for those of my Tauruses that are dealing with a Scorpio, then, despite whatever decision you have to make, because judgment can also be representative of a Scorpio, then for those of you that resonates with, you'll find your emotional satisfaction at the end of this because you're going to make the right decision. Whatever it is that you're juggling, whatever it is that you're having difficulties with, once you make that choice, right, then everything can move forward or everything can move on. So some of you are making the choice to move on, and I feel like others of you are making that choice to stay where you are because you're just not ready for change. Even though in your heart of hearts, you're ready for that change and you're ready to just like clear things up, free up your slate and kind of start over. Um, some of you are just not ready for that yet, and you're ready to kind of just stay where you are. Okay. Um, I feel like that's the reading, Taurus. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and contact me. Divine Love Tarot at gmail.com. All my information is in the description bar below this video. If that's wanting to contact me via email, if you scroll a little bit further down, you'll see the links on how you can purchase one of my readings. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading, and I will see you at the next one. Bye, Taurus.